evolving, your spouse is evolving.
Yes.
The world is changing, your spouse is changing.
You're gonna know my name. You're gonna know my name. No hype, no fame. I'm just glad that you. Us against the world. Be a family. Be a family. Be a family. Be a family.
What's up, Beer Family? We back.
What's up, guys?
Dropping videos all 2020.
All
Boom.
2020.
Listen, before we even hop into the video, we need you to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
We appreciate y'all watching. All right, guys. So today we're gonna talk about something really serious. Don't mind Bailey. She's just gonna be crawling around,
having a blast.
So yeah. So we're gonna be talking about something pretty serious. We're gonna be talking about marriage, relationships. So we're not like gurus in marriage. Like we don't know everything there is to know about marriage. We don't know half of everything. We don't even know half of that. So we kind of figured. I think Mariah even mentioned about having some moments to where she would try to get on YouTube or go different places and try to find something to help her in the moment of whatever we were going through.
Right. I feel like I'm not being successful in the area. I'm good at researching, figuring out what do I need to do to become better. And it wasn't that I felt like I was bad at being a wife, but I wanted to be better than I was. And I'm sure all the wives that's out there, you know what I'm talking about. It's just you have different areas you're like, man, I really want to be better at doing this, or I want to be better at doing that. So it was kind of difficult in the beginning because we were so young and just knowing how to navigate marriage, because all you hear nowadays is marriage is hard. Like marriage is, which it's very hard. It's hard work. But I feel like if people had good influences in their lives, if there's so many factors to that could make that situation better.
Like when people say it takes a village to raise kids, it takes a village to have a healthy marriage.
Absolutely agree. If you're watching this,
and
you know you're our village.
Yeah, you already know. One of the things that Mariah just said that kind of like sparked something in my mind is the fact that she didn't just want to come into the marriage and just be in the marriage, but just like with anything, like with your job, with your, if you're in the sports, whatever, if you're working out, you want to be better.
Absolutely.
The whole key to all of this is being better.
Not being perfect, but being better.
Yes. Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to give y'all 5 tips. From Jeremiah and Mariah, 5 tips.
And these are just the things that
work for us.
Right. Before we jump into these 5 tips, we do want to say this. Before any of this, we are strong believers in Christ. God is the main strength out of. So for us, without that piece, none of what we're about to say would probably work. So that's what has helped us, praying for one another, having God at the center. So I wanted to just say that before we go into our tip.
Tip number 1 is going to be understanding that as lovely as you and your spouse might be, it's not going to be perfect.
Right.
That's one of the things that I had twisted when I first came into the marriage. I'm like, oh man, we're finna get married and everything's gonna be peaches and cream. It's gonna be a bed of roses. We're gonna hold hands and skip through the.
Oh, no.
So you gotta understand early on that thinking that your marriage is gonna be perfect, you're setting yourself up for failure. So that's tip number 1. It's not gonna be perfect.
Number 2, communication. You hear people say at your wedding, everybody's gonna say communication. And it's kind of like a cliche, but in real life, like, you have to know how to effectively communicate.
You have to learn
their language.
You gotta learn their language.
You have to learn.
When I was in school, there were certain ways that I could learn. And right. I had really good teachers, and those teachers were able to accommodate my way of learning and this person's way of learning and everybody else's way of learning. That's what you have to do.
Because everybody's way of learning is different.
So Bailey's gonna be joining us for the rest of the video. Tip number 3, you have to save room for growth.
That's
because
good.
the person that you marry is not gonna be the same person in a year.
Yes.
Like, the world's evolving, your spouse is evolving.
Yes.
The world is changing, your spouse is changing. So, and the thing is, one of the things that I had a huge problem with early on in our marriage was I focused on everything else. Like, making sure the house ran and just, I try to focus on everything else to where I stopped watching my wife. I still lived in the house with her, we still went on dates, but I stopped watching my wife. And she began to change. And I had to learn what your favorite food is all over again. Like, I had to, because that stuff, when the world evolves, your spouse, it just changes.
And you have to take in consideration the different experiences that changes us. So motherhood, the way that you used to dress, the way that you used to do certain things, it's different. And even for them, we have to take in consideration sometimes a job change, becoming a father, not the core of who you are, but the way that you respond to things. I mean, to me, it's just you evolve, you know. And me and Jerry have this joke to where we said in the past, like, okay, is this a change? Like, we do that to where if there was something that we once enjoyed doing, and then we say, okay, is this a change? Wait, are we changing up now? What's happening? And we laugh. It's an understanding of, okay,
it is like a joke.
It is a joke now, because we've gotten over the hump of like not understanding why things are changing. Why do you don't like that? Yeah, like, and we're saying simple things, but y'all know.
You understand
the deep stuff, you know.
You understand,
right? So, you know, we have just learned how to shine light on that and make a joke out of it and say, okay, is this a change? Okay, so let me know, because I gotta be on the same page. So for tip number 4, I would definitely have to say respect.
Show some RESPICT.
What?
Respect should always be key. In the beginning of the relationship, throughout the relationship, you have to make sure that you are being respectful at all times to your spouse. And I'm not just talking about the way that you talk to them. I'm talking about in your actions. I'm talking about what you post on social media.
Respect is not just a normal term that you've been knowing. It's not. There's so much more to respect. I mean, respect is huge. So, you know, and even with talking about respect, guys and gals, you cannot trust somebody that you don't respect. Like, trust is everything in a marriage. They go hand in hand. On to the 5th one, quality time. You have to do it, because she's gonna want her time. You know, your son's gonna want his time. But what's gonna happen with this if you're not having quality time?
I have, you know, learned from older couples. They always say, you know, make sure that this is right, because they gonna grow up. They're gonna have their own lives. They're gonna, you know, and I'm not just saying this is just for married couples with kids, because if you don't have kids yet, you know, sometimes our other things could be work. They're gonna get older. They're gonna go off and have their own life, have their own, and we're the first blueprint. So they want to see, and they may not want to see, but they should see a healthy relationship, healthy marriage, spending time, loving on each other, making sure that we are putting each other first. Because when they go on one day to choose their partners, you know, they have to see, okay, this is important. Yes.
So I looked up a statistic on marriage, and that statistic said that in the United States of America, the hardest year of marriage is going to be the 7th year. Not only that, I you know, just did a little research process doing this video, and just things that would help out with us convey this a little bit easier. And one of the things, I know the title is going to say how to survive the first years of marriage or 5 tips or something like that, but I want to say this: it should never be about surviving marriage. If you're only in it to survive.
Well, it's an enjoyable process. It is fun. It is, look,
it's what you make it. So if you make it about survival, guess what? You're gonna be living in a war zone. There's gonna be bombs everywhere and than people popping out of trees fighting and stuff.
That's
like that.
right.
Yeah, you know.
But if you make it about enjoying life, growing
with each other.
And year 7 for us, and I would just say so far, it has been one of our best years.
Yeah, one of our best years. High five.
So,
We appreciate y'all for hanging out. Remember, it's not about survival. You gotta enjoy what you do. Love your life. Love the people that you're around.
love your spouse.
Love the Beard family. We love y'all. As always, we're gonna come back. We're gonna drop more content. We'll be back. All right. Peace. We'll see y'all on the next video.